Hi guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the movie mini-series. Today, I talked about the movie Twilight and why you definitely should not watch it. If you've already been subjected to this horror show, keep listening. If you haven't, also keep listening. As always, please remember to follow us on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube for some exclusive content. Anyways, hope you enjoy the show.
Hi friends, welcome back to Social Distance. Today we're going to be continuing our movie mini-series, and Lucas is going to be convincing us not to watch Twilight.
Don't watch it.
Luke.
It's terrible. It's so bad. Okay, guys. So, I have a mixed relationship with this series. I read the books as a young child, younger than I should have. I watched the movie shortly thereafter because you want to watch the movies of your favorite book series, right? I'm kidding. It wasn't my favorite book series. Don't worry. I'm not a complete degenerate. But, note complete. I am a small one. But anyways, if this doesn't tell you how bad this movie is, the pirating site that I watched it on today, because I don't own it, I pirated it, I'm proud to admit it, it scored a 5.2 out of 10 on a pirating site. Okay, so I'm just going to silence and continue my thought. Yeah, so a 5.2. But let's just put it this way. The main actors, Bella Thorne, who was played by Kristen Stewart, and Edward Cullen, who was played by Robert Pattinson. I don't know. Robert Pattinson, at least in the movie, the editors did a very good job of making him look like a beautiful man, as they should. Bella Thorne, Kristen Stewart, yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure about her. But let's get directly into the review. So pretty much my main issue with, maybe not my main issue, but a first issue you might encounter is the cringy high school. Within the first 12 minutes, you encounter Basic Babes, the classic "Who are they?" scene. And the whole high school scene in the first 12 minutes, it's the cringiest thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm not kidding. It's so bad. Like, it conforms to the genre so much. In case you didn't notice, the movie is a romance fantasy, which, you know what, for some reason I liked to watch when I was 12. I don't know why. The second point is the relationship between Edward and Bella is not really well defined and conforms to a lot of tropes of the genre. I said this just a second ago, but it really is like love at first sight, classic obsession with each other. Can't get you off my mind. I don't know. The third point, the conformality of the high school trope, like I said earlier, is really too much. I've watched many anime shows that portray it better. Not to disrespect the genre, because let's put it this way. There's a reason it makes billions and billions of dollars in Japan. But at the same time, a Hollywood production film cannot portray high school correctly. I mean, that might be a little bit of fault of the author. I'm sorry, I didn't bother to look up her name because it's a movie review, not a book review. You can come back with book reviews. But, like, I don't know, man. When Bleach, when My Hero Academia does a better job than a Hollywood film, I don't know what this world is coming to. I don't even know.
Luke, I haven't read the books or watched the movies, and I know the author's name.
You know what? I don't really care. Anyways, okay, fourth point. It's such an uncompelling, unbelievable story. At least from the movie's point of view. Like, from the relationship is mostly what I mean by this. So, there's a scene about halfway through where Edward reveals himself. It basically tells Bella he's a vampire. Oh, Lord. Plot twist! But, the trust that Bella puts in him is, like, completely unjustified. Literally, she's just like, oh, yeah, I knew. It's okay. I trust you. But I'm scared, but I trust you. Well, Edward, other main character, is literally saying, I'm going to eat you. I don't know if I can control myself. I might eat you. And I'm like, bruh, You did not develop the story well enough to have her put this amount of trust in him. From that point, again, like I said, it was just the classic genre obsession. Like, oh, they're looking at each other. They're locking eyes across the schoolroom. I don't know. I can't even with it. That's pretty much. Like, the story does not justify their relationship. And then kind of more towards the end, it becomes more of an action sequence towards the end. I'd say the first half is very like the romance aspect of it. Second half, it does pick up, and I will say the second half is definitely better than the first half once it kind of everything's established. But at the same time, it's still pretty cringy. Like the CGI throughout the whole thing is not good. They don't necessarily give credence to, in my opinion, to the abilities that these vampires have. I don't know. It's just not like the whole thing is undefined, and I disapprove of it. But anyways, that's why you should not watch Twilight. And now, unfortunately, I'm probably going to watch all 4 of them, or how many the heck there are, just because I've gotten into the rabbit hole and I've gone down it.
We'll be back after this commercial break. Welcome back, you guys. We're going to continue with Luke's Why You Should Not Watch Twilight with a few questions from the other members of the 4-pack. I would like to start off with, can you just give us a brief summary of Twilight? What's the first one called? Breaking Dawn?
I think so.
Can you give us just like a brief summary of the situation so we can better understand?
That'd be helpful.
Okay. Bella comes from Arizona to this dingy town upstate that's not upstate, but like in this rainy, I think it's West Coast, like Washington area town, where it's always raining, it's always dark, perfect for vampires. She meets this guy in her school who happens to be a vampire, gets put next to him in biology class, kind of gets off to a bad start, but they later find they have a secret obsession for each other, and it progresses to her becoming involved in the vampire world, where, to be honest, plot progression didn't really make sense. And then the movie kind of ends, not going to give any spoilers, but just with her being hunted by other vampires who don't conform to the same, as they refer to them in the movie, vegetarian standards that the other vampires like go by. At least this specific group, the Cullens, I guess.
Cool beans.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is there any self-awareness that comes from the actors or the directors that you can tell that they're in on the joke, or is it totally serious? Are they making the whole
totally
thing totally
serious?
serious?
100%.
Oof, okay.
It's 100% serious. It is shot, like from cinematography standpoint, it's shot in kind of a gray filter because again they're in like this rainy upstate place, but it's portrayed to be a little dark and very serious. And like every action has a weighty consequence, and it just takes itself too seriously. And if it was good, if it was like actually good content, like I wouldn't mind it. But it's not good enough to justify the tone of the movie.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, here's my question. Are there any redeeming qualities?
Nope.
Wow, that was quick.
Not even
Not
one.
even one.
Wow.
0.
What about...
Like
What
maybe
about Jacob,
sticking
though?
maybe sticking together as a family, but even that, like, it's outweighed by the fantasy romance aspect of it.
All right. Fair enough.
Cool.
I'm not surprised, yeah. If
Wait,
any people have any defenses for Twilight, you can send them in, because I'm willing to hear them.
Yeah.
We've probably
Also-
kind
Yeah.
of...
Yeah.
Wait, Aaliyah, did you say something or did I cut you off?
I
thought
was trying to remember my question, and I have
Oh,
one
okay.
last one before we wrap things up. And that is, if they had made the connection between Edward and Bella a little more believable, would you forgive the whole kind of blind trust thing? Like if they
Yes.
had done a really good job with the diet. Okay. So
Definitely.
it's just a lack of...
It's just like, it's a lack of setup. Like I said, it's a very, like, genre conforming thing. Like, it's like love at first sight, obsession complex, that type of thing.
There
Like,
are basically no movies in Hollywood, unless they're about best friends who fall in love, that adequately set up a love story.
Exactly, yeah.
No,
Like-
but
It's so
even
realistic.
even then though, like I would say anything but the obsession, the love at first sight thing, like that sucks. it doesn't even make sense because I'm like, bruh, like a week ago you didn't know him. Now you think he's gonna try to kill you, and like you're saying, I trust you not to kill me. I don't know. It just doesn't make
Right.
sense to me. If they had taken a different approach to the beginning of it, I definitely think it would have. Actually, you know what? I semi enjoyed the second half of the movie, but it's the first half that's so
Okay.
cringy and so hard to watch that like if you make it through the first 50 minutes, you're a champ.
In the
You can
book,
go
is the
join Luke in
relationship
his special
more well
club.
defined?
Sorry.
In the book, is the relationship like better defined?
Oh, it's been years since I read the book, but I think I remember liking the books a lot more than the movies.
Yeah.
That's my main thing. So I think so, but again, I haven't read these books since I was like 11, so it's been a minute.
Got it.
Okay, well, if that wraps up all of our questions, I just want to remind our listeners to follow us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and check out our YouTube. We're live streaming right now. If you see this live stream and some of these exclusive video series we're putting up on here, it is amazing. We had a behind the scenes cut the other day that just like it's beautiful. Like Aaliyah sang, Claire danced, and Evan found a hornet. So if you want to know what that's about, check out the behind the scenes cut on the YouTube channel. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Appreciate you.
Have a great week, you
Bye,
guys.
everyone.